Oh, it's a new Matthew Vaughan film. That's cool. He made The Kingsman. He made Layer Cake. He made X-Men First Class. Oh, I'd take my seatbelt off for this. That's fine, but... Oh, he also made Kingsman: The Golden Circle and The Kingsman. Oh. G'day, it's Adam here again with another quick instant movie review for you. So tonight we're having a chat about Argylle. This is the latest film from writer, director, producer Matthew Vaughan. He doesn't actually write this one, but this one stars Bryce Dallas Howard, Sam Rockwell, Henry Cavill, John Cena, a huge array of people. Bryan Cranston is in it. And this tells the story of Ellie Conway, played by Bryce Dallas Howard. She is a spy novelist who has written a series of very famous books called the Argylle series, and it has basically this dapper spy in the center of it. When she releases her latest book, it certainly catches the attention not only of the world but of the spy world, and she starts to find that fiction and fact starts to blend, and as a result she is whisked away on an adventure with Sam Rockwell, who is a real-life spy, and is told that everything she wrote is not too far from the truth. And that's probably all I can say about this film. So, as I mentioned, this film has an all-star cast. It probably, very wrongly, or maybe rightly, I'm not sure, has Henry Cavill as one of the main stars. He is in it briefly, but he is by no means the main star of this film. It is very much a film with Bryce Dallas Howard and Sam Rockwell. Is it all the better for it? Well, I guess it depends on how you feel about it. There's also a cat that features quite heavily. So if you like cats, you're in a good world as well. The things that are going to fall down for you, however, are the following. Matthew Vaughan is a little bit like a box of variety chocolates. If you dig in and not look at what chocolate you might be selecting, you could either be really excited by your random pick or bitterly disappointed. In this instance, it's a real mixed bag. It's kind of like you've had one chocolate, it tastes really good, and then you go for the other one and it's the orange one. And no one likes the orange one. So we very much have that. I just do find that Matthew Vaughan as a director really just, firstly, overstays his welcome. This film goes for 2.5 hours, nearly 2.5 hours. And it has some great elements, and then it has some absolutely preposterous elements. The film is over-stylized. It's sometimes under-story played, and then it's over-story played. So there's a real mixed bag here. The film sometimes doesn't know what it wants to be. Does it want to be a fun romancing the stone type of, romantic novelist or spy novelist gets caught up in a real life adventure? Or does it want to be Enemy of the State? Or does it want to be Kick-Ass 2? Or does it want to be The Kingsman again? What does this film want to be? And that's a very good question, because by the end of it, I still wasn't even really sure. So, yes, it's really annoying, this movie, because it has a great setup. Now, the director, Matthew Vaughan, looked at this film while he was in COVID, and he was watching things like Romancing the Stone. He was watching films of Robert Zemeckis, so he was looking at all the Back to the Future films. He cites things like Lethal Weapon and Die Hard as his touchstones for wanting to recreate an 80s action sort of film. And I think they're very, very dangerous touchstones to be playing off, because I don't believe you're ever going to truly recreate films such as that or styles such as that, because they were so unique of the time. And this film really doesn't go anywhere near those films, to be honest with you. If you're going to look at something like Romancing the Stone in the modern era, you're going to look at things like The Lost City. This is not a good comparison to any of those movies. And I think for Matthew Vaughan to believe that that's what he was trying to create and they were his touchstones, I think he missed his mark. It's going to be really interesting to see where this universe goes. He's trying to clearly shoehorn the Kingsman into this world as well. So, but do we need that? I don't know. I just kind of feel like it needs to be its own beast. The Kingsmen were the set of movies. That's fine, but do we need to create a universe? I just really feel like Matthew Vaughan was trying to have his cake and then have a packet of Skittles on top of that cake and then a variety box of chocolates on top of that. And as a result, we might have started with a nice base, but it ended up tasting a little bit weird by the end of it all. So, there is some possibly good action sequences in this. There is so much bad CGI. It's very disappointing. Henry Cavill looks ridiculous with his haircut. He does look ridiculous, but he's fun and charismatic, and I do love to see him on screen. Sam Rockwell definitely steals the show with his dance moves and his off-kilter comedic timing. He is really good. And Bryce Dallas Howard, she was fine. So as much as it disappoints me, because I was really interested to see this based on the trailer, this film is such an odd mixed bag. It's got its head so firmly up its own butt that it really hasn't got room for seeing anything but its own insides and not seeing what an audience would probably really like to see, which is a coherent film. And this film just kind of felt like a bit of a mess, and this will not be the last of this series that we see. So it's quite disappointing. It is very slick. It is fun in parts, but it is, I believe, a bit of a mess and very, very self-indulgent. Anyway, for me, Argylle, I would probably give a 6 out of 10. It was fine, but yeah, come on, Matthew Vaughan. That's it from me for tonight. If you have any comments, please comment below. And do you have a favourite Matthew Vaughan film, or a spy film, for that matter? If you do, please comment below. And I look forward to catching you next time here in the car for an instant movie review. Catch you next time.